All right, so this happened last week. We've had Kansas State on our air. Remember, we had them. They were up big on TCU.
Yeah.
TCU came back and won. Jerome Tang fired after less than 4 seasons with Kansas State. I believe he came over from Baylor. It was like a prized assistant coach. The big thing that happened there was they said they're firing him for cause. You fire someone for cause, you don't have to pay out the contract. The cause apparently was this press conference. Take a listen.
This was embarrassing. These dudes do not deserve to wear this uniform. There will be very few of them in it next year. I'm embarrassed for the university. I'm embarrassed for our fans, our student section. It is just ridiculous. We got practice at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, and we will get this thing right.
What did you make of the student section with paper bags on their heads?
Yeah, I'd wear a paper bag too if I was them.
Straightforward to the point.
They struggling and he's upset. He's been there almost 4 years. He's trying to establish something, and he's saying the truth out loud. He's saying many of these guys don't deserve to wear the uniform. I hear coaches say that all of the time. He said there's going to be changes next year. People say that all of the time.
Yep.
So that's just the school not wanting to pay him while firing him. That's what I get.
Which I think is a really tough message to send to prospective coaches that will be filling that role.
You know, also, too, and let's not forget about this, the players are not performing. Kansas State has put a lot of NIL money into that particular program. Went and got P.J. Haggerty from Memphis.
Right.
An outstanding guard that went through the draft process. Players get coaches fired. This is more, to me, looking like NBA basketball than anything at this particular point. If the players are not performing, the coach is going to get sacrificed. They got to go ahead and pay this particular man because he didn't say anything that any other coach wasn't saying at any particular time. And that $18 million, I hope he fights long and hard for that.
He gonna
for
get it.
sure.
With interest.
And coaching, all right, in coaching, when you're winning, they're worried you're going to leave. And when you're losing, they're packing your bags. Okay, so we're always coming or going. Understand, we are not bought or sold. We're not rented. We're leased. Okay, they broke the lease. You got to pay. Okay, to fire him is fine. Fire him. He didn't win enough games. Big NIL budget. That's fine. But don't then say we're going to fire him with cause to not pay him. Okay, because that's a good man, that's a good coach. You know what? I'd love my son to play for a man like Jerome Tang. Okay, and so I think you know what's embarrassing? I think it's embarrassing the Kansas State University leadership that they would allow that. You want to fire the man? He didn't win enough games. Okay, this is what our expectation is, but don't say it's with cause.
This also happened in terms of coaches doing a little bit of craziness. Mick Cronin ejected his own player. UCLA taking on Michigan State. Steven Jamerson goes in there. Hard foul. It was adjudicated on the court with a flagrant. But then Mick Cronin ejected his own player, who also happened to be a former Michigan State student. So he's facing his old team. A lot of emotions.
Absolutely, playing with emotion. And as a coach or as a player, you want the hustle play. Now, you don't want the flagrant foul. You're not trying to injure somebody, but the coach did something that I hate. You're purposely trying to embarrass me in front of everybody. That's what you're doing. It ain't even about what's going on in the game. You're trying to humiliate me, and that's going to have a domino effect in his locker room and in recruiting in the future.
Leader of men, he wasn't a leader at that particular time, and the head coach supposed to put his hand around the kid. You made a mistake. Let's keep it moving.
Coach,
Jamerson was a walk-on and a
seconds.
great kid. I think he's embarrassed if it was unnecessary.
Yeah.